So this is like a very informal call, not like our normal team call where we do announcements and a certain topic. We're here, Tate and I, to help you guys understand what you need to understand, or for you guys to be able to ask questions that you might be having. So, and Tate's even still a new coach. He's only been a coach for 5 months. So Tate, if you have questions as well, you're more than welcome to ask them. So let's start out. I have Mary Ann and Jordan on here, and Kelly. Kelly's with her baby right now, so she's going to pop in and out from video. Mary Ann, can I unmute you? Okay, I'll unmute you. So I don't know who you are, Mary Ann. Could you introduce yourself to me?
Oh, sure. So I'm Mary Ann, and Chris Pandolfo is my coach. And I signed up at the end of January, but I'll tell you, I've had a really hard time figuring out how to get going. So I kind of feel like I'm just figuring it out now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just getting started. So I love, I share this audio with Tate, and any of you guys, if you want them, just let me know. It's called the 90 Days of Excellence. It's basically personal development, but it's a guy that built a business like this in a different industry. And he talks about there's a sign-up date and there's a birth date. There's the day that you sign up, and then there's the day where you take ownership and you're like, okay, I'm going to take the steps, or as we'd be learning in this group, the slide edge steps every day starting today, and that's your birth date. So sounds like, Mary Ann, that we're having your birthday.
Yeah. Actually, I'm just running my very first challenge group for UPF, and so I've got 5 people in it.
Awesome. That's awesome. So I want to ask you questions just because I want to get to understand, and it can also help Kelly. Kelly signed as a coach yesterday. Jordan signed up like a week ago. So we got some brand new coaches on here with us. So my question, Mary Ann, is, so how did you connect with these 5 people that are doing the UPF challenge group with you?
Okay, 3 of them I know. One is a friend, and the other is my sister and her partner. Cool. So that's 3 of them. And the other 2, actually what happened was another coach was on Facebook saying, she wanted to do her own group and people were telling her not to. So I jumped in and I said, okay, I've got one starting on August 12th. Why don't we co-host?
Cool.
So she agreed to do that. So we were co-hosting, and she brought 2 other people in. But oddly enough, about a week and a half in, she quit. Like, she quit Beachbody.
Oh.
Like she quit coaching.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was kind of strange, but that's how.
But you're there, committed to helping your 3 friends.
Oh, for sure.
Awesome. So I'm just curious because you're just jumping in, and we have Jordan here and Kelly here. So what package did you get them connected with? What did they end up getting?
Yeah. So it was the UPF package with Shakeology. And one person just did UPF, no Shakeology.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Both of those are great options. What I want you guys to understand is, as we're going through this group, yes, like the Success Club training system that Beachbody has and the tracker, like the goal is to hit Success Club, right? To sell a challenge pack that's connected with Shakeology on Home Direct, or the Beachbody Performance Line on Home Direct. But what I think oftentimes enough that we don't share is sometimes I'll just get people started on just the 14-day free trial, or just the 3-month, or just the UPF alone. And then you start serving them, helping them get results. And then as they're struggling with their nutrition even more, or they see others in the group enjoying their Shakeology or their pre-workout or whatever it is, then that's where they begin to ask. And that's where you make what you would call an upsell, where you get them into the next product that will help serve their needs. So yes, we want each of you guys to hit Success Club and get into that consistent activity of doing that monthly. But remember, sometimes, so for example, this month I'm at Success Club 14 in my business, and Gabby's at Success Club 6. But what I want you guys to know is half of those people I've been helping for months on just answering their questions and supporting them. One of them, to give you an example, she's in our Dynasty Strong virtual gym. She's doing Morning Meltdown 100, but like I had her in that gym for 6 months, and she was like eating healthy foods, and she was running and using the treadmill. And at first I worked on getting her into, I was like, okay, she's like, okay, I really want to do this Morning Meltdown. I watched you do it. I want to be a part of it. And so I talked to her about the price of Morning Meltdown 100, the challenge pack, Beachbody On Demand, Gear Access, Shakeology. And it just wouldn't work for their budget with her discussion with her husband. So she started out with just paying for a quarter membership of Beachbody On Demand and the early unlock of Morning Meltdown 100, which was $39.95 for the quarter membership and then the $49. So it was under $100. She was able to get started and just take those first steps. But what happens is, okay, I really love this program. I've never followed something where I don't have to guess what to do. And I've lost 8 pounds. This is awesome. I'm going to continue using it. And then what happens is then they get into the next option, which would be upgrade that 3-month membership into Beachbody On Demand plus Shakeology. Does that make sense? So see how there's like a process sometimes with your journey. So I want you guys to remember that. It's kind of like what we're learning in the Slight Edge. Like every single action, every single step that you take is going to produce a positive or a negative result. So remember that as we get into your starting. So we're excited for you, Mary, because you're a leader now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a leader because you're leading a couple other women on their health and fitness journey. So what I'm gonna because I'm here as your friend, but I'm here as your coach in this 45 minutes to hour we have. You truly have to make the decision, and we won't bad talk the coach that you partnered with that left. Is that's like, if you look at the Slight Edge, like that activity or that behavior will continue to happen in their life if they don't stick to something and follow through with it. So what I want you to do, Mary and Jordan and Kelly, is make the decision that I will be here. And I hear coaches say, like, you got to be here 1 year from now. Not me and my mindset. You got to be here for life. If you want to create something successful and truly impactful, that's going to make a legacy, make it a lifelong commitment. Because when you do that and you don't have an out, like, because I hear people say, like, I'm going to give this a year. I'll work at this 6 months, or I'll work at this a year. And the thing about a business is like this, is there's no end destination. There's no point you're going to get to and be like, okay, I've gotten here. That's what I love about coaching, is it's like, one of my favorite authors, Simon Sinek, says it's an infinite game. It's a never ending game, which is why I love being a coach, is because there's no end point where you get there and you're like, I'm done. So it's like you always have to keep learning and growing and adjusting. And there's an infinite number of people that you can help and an infinite amount of potential that you can grow yourself into. Cool. Jordan just popped off as I was going to ask her.
Hi, I'm back. Sorry, I'm actually at the veterinarian clinic right now. I had to take my dog in this morning, so I'm in the waiting room and just so I was like hopping on real quick.
Cool. So, well, I hope your dog's okay.
Yeah, we got her in September. She had really bad teeth when we adopted her, and it's just kind of come to a head, and she's not eating very well, and so we're in for extractions today. So
there you go.
Yes. Yes.
Jordan, let's talk about, because Jordan texted me some questions yesterday. Let's kind of just talk through those right now.
Yeah.
Do you want
so I'm talking to. Say that again.
Do you want to just kind of reiterate what those questions were, and we'll kind of go through them so that
So I'm talking to 2 girls right now that want to do Morning Meltdown, but they're both single moms, so money's kind of tight. And I just wanted to know more of the options outside of the challenge packs before I kind of presented the cost to them, because I've talked them through it and I explained the business opportunities and sent them the trial videos and whatnot, and they're really interested. And of course, we get to the big money question. So I just wanted to be prepared for giving them better options in case the challenge packs weren't in the budget for them.
Cool. So my first question, Jordan, for you is, did they tell you that it's too expensive? Or they just
Not
asked
yet. No, but I'm kind of anticipating that they're going to say that. So I don't know. I just felt like that was going to come, so I felt like I needed to be prepared in case they said that.
Yeah.
Obviously, I wasn't going to present them with that lower option first. I wanted to give them the challenge pack and explain why that would be the best one for, more bang for your buck. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's the challenge pack is definitely 100% the best option for somebody. Tate, I'm gonna mute you real quick, Jordan. We'll address it. Tate, I'm gonna unmute you. Wait. Oh, unmute. There you go.
There we go. Sorry.
So we have our question. She's presented the challenge pack, even the coach opportunity. They asked what the price is. Now your dog's going.
Yeah, my dog starts barking.
No, that's all right. They asked what the price is. There's not really an objection yet. I love that Jordan is preparing, that she's preparing for what are the other options if that comes up. What is your belief and mindset as you go into an invite on a challenge pack in a case like this? Because you're a young guy, and a lot of the people you talk to are younger and could be in that same situation. Young parents or just in college or coming out of college. What's your advice on the mindset and the way?
Right. And, we sort of went through our own little team call just a couple weeks ago about how to really build value around the challenge pack. And I think you have to go in with that mindset that the challenge pack is 100% the best option, not only for the customer, but for you as well. And truly, if you can do a really good job of explaining that value, of explaining, what all you really get with that challenge pack. I mean, like I've told people before, the fact that you get a year supply or a year worth of workouts within that cost, like that is an extreme value. Like people don't realize that if you tried to go out on the open market and get full workout plans and nutrition guides for a year, that's going to be thousands of dollars. So if you're able to sort of show that value, and I would be more than willing to, because I've taken some little snapshots of some of the messages and things that I've sent out to show how I create that value. But it's kind of like I've told some of my team before, like if you can just create that value around what the challenge pack truly is, you'll have a lot of success with that. But I do think it's good that you have, other things prepared just in case. But I always go in with the mindset of this is by far the best value or the best bang for your buck. And yeah, I mean, that's sort of my mindset behind it. So
cool. Thank you. And then I'll add on what Tate is sharing, Jordan, for you on that. I can't remember where I learned this or listened to this, but in my mind, every single prospect that says, not every conversation I start, because part of my business activity tracker, I start 10 conversations a day. If you're a new coach, maybe start 3 or 5, or if you want to really go after it and do incredible, start 10. But I do 10. So when I'm talking about this, I'm not talking about these 10 conversations. I'm going in like this. But when someone finally, of those conversations says, I'm interested, or what's that coaching thing, or how's the 100-day program go? Like, as soon as I hear that, I suppose that they are ready to buy. Like, they're ready to buy the complete and best package. So I create that inside of my mind. But what happens is when you have, this is from years of personal development, when you have something in your mind, when you believe something, what the outcome is, your mind, even if you don't know all of the solutions right now, is going to find all of the ways to make that happen, right? It's going to find all the ways to help that come. And that could be the way that you respond to their message, the way that you talk to them on the phone, the energy that comes out, any of those things. And on the other hand, if you say, like, if your mindset is like, okay, they're interested, I know the best package is $160, but they're probably going to buy they can probably only afford the 6-month membership or the quarter membership, then what's going to happen is your mind's not going to find all those solutions to help that client get there. So really work on the mindset part of that. But then remember 100% that some of them, and even times a lot, will not be ready 100% right now, or can't afford it, or put it into the budget right now. And then that's where you go in and give them the next option, which is what you're looking for solutions for, on what are the other options. So as you go into it, be 100%. My text to you is like, be bold and confident that they're going to do it. That's always my best bet on what I do when I go in for those invites. And then just to reiterate what Tate said, or I'll hit it in a different way. I have a girl that would be an incredible coach. She owns a cleaning business, and they clean these massive buildings. Not cleaning, they build massive buildings, and they do cleaning. She's like 2 business entities. So she's super busy. She's like 30 years old, and she runs these 2 huge companies. And she does like these 100-day ab challenges. Like, she's super ripped and fit. And she's a single mom, and she does these ab challenges on Facebook and on Instagram. And her friends are like, I'm on day 12 and whatnot. There's no way to monetize it, right? It's just her just doing it. So I did a coach opportunity call with her, presented it to her. Oh, sounds awesome, but I want to try the products first. And I was like, 100%, I think you should try the product, because she's never used Beachbody workouts or Shakeology or the performance line. So I was like, how about try them for 30 days, 60 days? And then if you love them, you should take everything we talked about today and be a coach. And she's like, yeah, that's a great plan. That was 3 months ago. She still hasn't done it. Not even just as a customer. So I keep following up with her every couple of weeks because I see her ab challenges. So just to show you that the process, even for me, is constant following up. Lindsay followed up with me for 8 months. And so I follow up with her, and I was like, hey, and this follow-up was more of a like, I'm going to let you go. So I like to play games with my invites. I'm like, hey, I see a lot of potential in you. I know you have what it takes, but it just kind of feels like right now is not the right time. Like, I know you can do what I've shown you these other coaches have done, because I've showed her Tate's income progression and how he's built his business. She's seen mine. It's like, I know you can do it, but yeah, like, now's not the time because you're not taking action on it. And that's okay. But when you are ready, like, come back to me, because I'll be here, because I'm going to do this for life. So it's kind of like saying, hey, you're not ready. Come to me when you are. I'm not going to chase you down. And she responded to me she actually gave me her objection at that point. It's just like, she said, I have a fear that I won't be able to see a return on my investment because I'm already so busy running and operating these other businesses. Now, remember, these other businesses are like hundreds of thousands of dollars of inventory and employees, and this business has none of that. So that gave me the opportunity to say, hey, I could totally relate to that. And then I showed her, I just gave her real simple, because what people need in this, whether it's for a challenge pack as a customer or coach, is they just need to be educated. A no is like, they're not completely sure or aware or understand how it works yet. So we need to educate them. So I just broke it down. I said, hey, let's just pretend that you bought the challenge pack for $160. You get your year access to workouts, you start using it, you start using the supplements. And let's say you get 3 of these girlfriends that are doing the 100-day challenge to do it with you, because they already trust you and they buy the same package. You're going to earn 3 times $50 commission for those packages. Let's say 2 other girls want to do it, but they're not into shakes. So they just buy the year access Beachbody on demand. So you sell 2 of those at $99, and I wrote it all out for her. And you earn $40 for each. So now you've earned $150 plus $80. You've earned $230. In that situation, in a month's time, you could, because you're worried about getting a return on your money, in that situation, you've already paid for your own product, plus made a commission or an increase in your business, a profit in your first month. Does that help you understand how you could see a return on your investment, on your time investment? And she's like, oh, that makes more sense. Now, that was just today, so I don't know what the next question is going to be. But our job as a coach is to consistently start new conversations. That's why the business activity tracker is in place. Start new conversations every day. make invites to them. And then those that show interest or have a need that we can fulfill, we're inviting them and following up with them. But don't forget to continue starting new conversations every single day. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then one thing I want you guys to know. Oh, go ahead, Jordan.
Sorry. I was just going to ask, so the challenge group idea, is that a good way to get, oh, shoot, we're going back. Okay, never mind. I have to bug off, but I'll watch the recording. Sorry, guys.
Okay, you're good, Jordan. We'll see you.
Bye.
See ya. So from what we talked about, Kelly, I don't know if you're able to ask a question. Kelly signed up yesterday, so, and Colleen just hopped on. Okay, Tate says, the passion that you show and how much you truly believe in that challenge pack goes a long way. 100%. Your passion's going to go a long way towards that. Mary, since you're here and your video's on, I'm going to ask you a question. So you started your group. What questions do you have? Because you were a coach since January. Now you're just getting started. What burning questions do you have?
Well, I'm doing UPF, and the ladies involved are actually not doing the workouts. You know, they want to lose weight first. So I've got that. So what I'm finding is I'm trying to figure out how to spice up the group a little more. I mean, I've got pretty good engagement, but I'm thinking it doesn't really seem that exciting.
Yeah. So what ideas do you have? What things bring excitement and joy to your life? What do you love? What things light you up?
Well, the one idea I had was I was going to give them a challenge, maybe daily or maybe Monday to Friday, have a challenge, and whoever steps up to it, it might just be commenting, since it's UPF, your favorite snack food, healthy snack food. So whoever participates will get a point. And then at the end of the challenge, there will be a prize, like maybe some Shakeology packages or something like that.
Yeah. Here's my advice. It was kind of on the audio we're listening to as we got ready to do this. Just do it. Just do it. Yeah, just try it. I would set it up. Just do it. Like, set up your challenge. What I would do is immediately, one thing about this business where I think I've seen a lot of success, I've been doing this for 8.5 years, is when I have an idea, like I'm like, oh, this would be a good idea. I write it down. Like if I'm driving, I'll get to a stoplight, I'll put it in my notes, and I have what I call a focus to-do list, and then I'll just do it. It'll be the first thing on my work when I start work the next day. As I start my business activity tracker, I go through all those things. Then it's like, okay, what else can I do for my business? And then I just take action. For example, this Edge training group, like I was out on the boat at our cabin with my kids, and I was like, the National Wake Up Call, he was talking about doing like a book club / new coach training. And it was like one of my favorite times of coaching. I was running a new coach training group every month, and I stepped away from that. I stepped away from that for the past 3 years. I've just kind of built a training website and let people do it self-paced. And I was like, but I loved doing a training group where I really held new coaches accountable. And as I was sitting out on the boat, I was like, we were most successful then. I had new coaches start faster then. I was like, so I'm going to do it. And I didn't know how he ran it. I didn't know what the format was going to look like. I didn't know who was going to be in it. But I just wrote down start Dynasty Strong new coach training group. And then what I did is the next day when I got to work, I asked questions. So this is where, even for you guys, asking Chris, asking your upline, which is me, asking in the team page, I just asked in a 5-star diamond group and above, I just asked that coach that did that National Wake Up Call, hey, do you have an outline for that training group? He sent it to me. I looked at it. I changed it all. I made a video, my video versus his video, puts it together. I got a hold of our new top leaders, Tate, Chris, and Hannah, and I said, hey, you guys want to do this with me? And I even told them, I was like a voice message. I was like, I don't know exactly how it's going to work yet, but let's start on Monday. So you guys need to start inviting your new coaches, and let's just go. So what I want you to think about, Mary, with your challenge group is when you have an idea, go for it. Just try it out. Mm-hmm. That would be my biggest tip, is just try it out, because your success in this business or in anything in life is going to come down to trying things, failing, adjusting what worked, didn't work, and then doing it a little better the next time.
Mm.
So being willing, I think Slight Edge has talked about that quite a few times, is the willingness to like just take the steps without knowing the complete outcome, just having faith, knowing that when you plant and then you cultivate every single day that the harvest will come. And the harvest for you in this case would be a super engaging challenge group that people love to be a part of.
Yeah, because I want them to walk away from it and go, yeah, this was really great. And then, word of mouth, maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
And get on to the next one.
So what I want you to think about in that too, Marianne, is with anything and I kind of want to touch on this. It's important that you create a vision, a clear vision of what you want your business to look like, what you want it to feel like, because success is different for every person. Because I know people that make as much money as I do with Beachbody, and they're stressed out of their minds. Okay? Oh. Because they don't know what success really is. They thought it was some rank or some number, and they still haven't mastered that part. So it's not a fun thing. So what I want you to think about is like really write out, and this is for all of you on here, really write out, what does success mean to me? Like, what does success mean to me as a coach? What does it feel like? What does it look like? And that will be for your whole coach business in general. I want each of you guys to do that. But in this case of this challenge group, or any goal that you're going towards, if you can get a clear vision of like, okay, I have this group, and you can even set the number of what you want to look like. We have 50 people who are in this group, and they're super excited and fired up about their health and their fitness transformation, and they love the community, and it's all they can talk about when they go out with their friends, right? And it can be, so that's a clear vision of what you want it to look like. When you have that clear vision, even though you don't know all the steps right now, as you do show up every day doing the Slight Edge activities, you're going to take all of the right steps to help you build to that outcome. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because like and this is for Tate to hear as well, because he's going for elite, going to be lead an elite team next year, and here's Gabby. She could say hi to you guys.
No, I look crazy. I'm not going to say it.
She just juiced me some carrots. She's awesome. Like, I'll give you an example. Like, guys, I dropped out of college. Like, I'm a college dropout. I played music like my whole life. And like, I got into drugs, I got into alcohol, and all of these different things, right? And I live in a small town, and before coaching, you would never see me on a video like this. I would never stand up even in front of like 10 people. When I started as a coach, I did a Super Saturday with some local coaches. And just to paint a picture for you guys, that it takes the Slight Edge of doing the personal growth and the actions that builds the confidence. I had a picture, I had a paper like this. It had a before-after picture of someone I helped. This isn't it, but I had all of my notes of what I wanted to talk about. I was supposed to talk for 10 minutes, and there was a before-after picture. I stood up there, and I was so nervous, and it was like 8 people, and I knew all of them. And like, I went through it, and my whole point was to share how much I loved helping people transform, like the picture that was on here. I lasted like 3 minutes, and I never even showed them the picture. Like, because I was so nervous. So like, that's who I was when I started coaching. I could get behind a computer and say, hey, Marianne, I see that you're struggling with your weight and you want to get your nutrition under. I have a great option for you. I have a great group. Like, I was 100% confident in that as I started my coach journey. So when I started, I had a strong reason and why. So I hit Success Club every single month. But getting in front of people was difficult and challenging. So where I'm going to with this on creating a vision is I just worked, and we ended up number 16 in the entire company at the end of that year, my first year of coaching. And I didn't know how all of that worked. But the next year, I'm like, okay, we're going to be number 5 team in the entire company, a top team. I'm going to win the trip to Italy and take Gabby. It's going to be the honeymoon that we never really got to have. So I had a clear goal. I had a clear vision of what it would be like to be on that trip, to go to Italy, to be celebrated as a top 10 coach. I watched them at Summit, and I'm like, I could do that. Like those guys are doing, I could do that. So I had this clear goal, clear belief. I didn't have the team or the coaches that we needed to make that goal happen. I just had the belief and a clear vision and goal. But like I got on videos, I got on my Facebook post talking about how we were leading a team to the top 5 of the company this year. And what happened is because of that confidence, that clear belief, like the steps were illuminated as we went. I attracted the right coaches. I took the right action with them. They built their businesses, and we ended up being number 4 at the end of that year. So the same thing is going to go to when you're building this business, when you're working towards building Emerald or having an incredible challenge group with 50 engaged people in it and hitting Success Club every single month. You have to clearly see that first, visualize it, have it as a clear goal, and see it so that you can show up and take that action every day. And you don't have to know what the action is going to be. Like, I don't know tomorrow exactly what actions I'm going to take other than do my workout, drink my shake, do my personal development, meditate on my goals and my vision, and then I'll sit down, I'll do my new contacts. I don't know if one of those 10 people is going to be my next Tate, right? Of those 10 conversations I start, I'm going to make the invites. I'm going to support my challenge group. I'm going to support my coaches. I don't know which text, like right before I got on here, I have a coach that I inherited from a coach that her account got canceled. And I just sent the text, hey, let me know if I can chat with you tomorrow. I don't know if that phone conversation with that new inherited coach is going to be my next 5-star diamond, right? So when you have those goals, you don't know which of those which of those little steps is going to take you to the goal, but it's important that you're doing them, knowing with a clear purpose, the end goal and the end destination that you want to get to. Does that help a little bit?
Yeah. I do have a question about coaches. So that's something quite foreign to me. And like, I understand, okay, getting people in the packages, getting them working, getting them healthy and fit, but inviting a coach, I guess I'm feeling like I want to do that, but I'm not really sure where to start.
Perfect question. Like, I have a whole awesome spiel on this, but I'm going to let Tate, because Tate recruits like 5, 6, 7, 8 coaches a month or something like that. So he's recruiting a lot of coaches to his team. So her question, Tate, is, I get the selling a challenge pack, getting customers started on these programs, but I'm not sure about this building a team, signing up coaches, and all of that. So what is your take on why are you signing up coaches, or how are you doing that?
Sure. So signing up coaches is definitely a huge part of your business and a real way to, sort of let your business take off. But there's 2 ways that I really try to go about doing that. And the first one is whenever you are promoting or helping someone with a challenge pack, it is a perfect opportunity to present that coaching opportunity to them. Because whenever you're explaining, when you're going through showing them the value of all of everything that comes with the challenge pack, you can always lay it out in this way and say, hey, there's actually 2 ways to sign up for this. You can sign up as a customer or you can sign up as a coach. They are both the exact same price because they are. It's, if it's $160 for whatever, you're signing up for, it's still $160 whether you sign up as a coach or a customer. And I always present it as you can either sign up as a coach or a customer. If you sign up as a coach, your future supplements are going to be 25% discounted. So that is one huge way that, really puts a little, a bug in their ear almost, of just like, hey, that might be something I'd be interested in. Even if they're not going to actively coach, it's still a great way just to get those discounts, and it helps you in your business as well. So that's one way. And then the other way is after you have signed somebody up on a challenge pack, and let's say they receive their first month or their second month of Shakeology, when you get on your coach's office, you can see, your new customer orders, and it's going to show that, somebody received their second shipment. and it's going to show that they were charged a full price for that. And as soon as you see that, that is a perfect time to reach out to them and say, hey, have you ever considered doing what I do? Because I see that you're still using this shake, and I can actually help save you 25% on that each month. So those are two prime ways, in my opinion, to really sign up coaches. And now that my team is starting to build a little bit, I'm getting more and more, monthly shipments that I get to reach out to people on. And they don't always sign up when I reach out to them. But I have learned that if you kind of keep following up with them and just letting them know that you're truly trying to help them save money. So that is a great way to get a coach as well.
Absolutely. And then I'll just touch base on what Tate said. The same thing goes for, you could then take it a little bit farther as well and share with them how, hey, if you even help a couple people, kind of that example I gave with this one girl I was recruiting to be a coach. Like, let's say you help your mom. Let's say your mom tries your Shakeology once and she loves it. Like, she could buy that through you, and then you would earn a $32 commission. And your shake's already, as a coach, discounted the 25% like Tate explained. So you're paying like $98 for your shake plus the $15 coach fee. So you're paying like $115 over $128. So you're saving. And now you make a $32 commission because your mom's using it. Now you're paying like $80 for your Shakeology every month versus $128. And so there's a lot of ways to just kind of plant those little seeds, like Tate says. I do that as well. And if they're like, oh, not for me, no, I'll just pay full retail, I just say 100%, that's totally okay. Let's do it. One other way that I introduce my challengers, like let's say they're using, like you have people using UPF and Shakeology, is I'll be on a phone call with them, checking in with them or texting them. And I'll say something like, hey, are your friends, is anybody asking, especially if they're like using their shake? Because a lot of people I work with have similar schedules to what mine looked like before. Like they work 10 or 12-hour days, or their wife's working at nights. And I say, hey, are you drinking your shake at work? Or when do you drink your shake? And I'll ask questions. And that's part of my normal follow-up to see if they're drinking it daily. And then one of my other follow-up questions is, how are you liking it? What benefits are you seeing from it? So I can help them understand why they're drinking it, help continue that education. But on top of that, when they are then saying, yeah, I'm using it at work, I just say, hey, here's what's going to happen. If it hasn't happened yet, is somebody at work is going to say, what is that shake you're drinking? And you're not a salesperson. You're not trying to earn money. You're just using it because you love it and you're doing these workouts. So you're going to say, oh, it's just the shake I've been drinking. I've been doing these workouts. This is what I drink instead of eating McDonald's or whatever it is that you replaced it with. So here's what's going to happen. Because you share it authentically like that, they're going to be like, oh, maybe I should try that shake. And you have there's a couple things that are going to happen. You're going to tell them what it is, and they're going to go online and order it, and they're going to go into what's called a lead program. Some coach is going to get credit for that. You can send them to me as a referral. I'll help them get started just like I helped you. I'll earn the $32 commission, and I'll help them just like I'm helping you. Or you could earn that. Which of those options sounds best to you? And almost all of them say, I want that $30. And so that's kind of how I can introduce a challenger into coaching as well. One of my other things that, hey, Kelly, I can see you on video now with the little one. I'm going to run you guys through some quick questions real quick. I'm going to ask you some questions. Number one, and this will really help you. This goes back to the mindset, Mary, about coaching. My question is, and just like nod or raise your hand or whatever, if somebody follows our meal plans, drinks their Shakeology, does our workouts, will their life improve? Yes or no? Yeah. Raise your hand if it's a yes. Yes. Okay. And you just raise your hands if it's a yes. Number two, if someone reads personal development books, like The Slight Edge or like this I'm reading for my leadership, if they read personal development books, will their life improve? Yes. Hands down. Okay. Number three, if somebody goes out and makes because people are so disconnected from the world nowadays. They're like, they go to work and then they're on their phones, and they're on their phones like, or Netflix or Hulu, or just scrolling other people's lives. But like, they don't have really good connections with other people anymore. So if people were to go out of their way and start making genuine connections with other people, making new friends, meeting people of different cultures, and just expanding their horizon like that, like you, Mary, meeting Chris in South Wales and seeing his life transform, like that connection, right? If someone does that, will their life improve and become better?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So, okay. So the last one is, if we take time out of our day, if someone takes time out of their day to celebrate other people's success, or shout out a mom that's doing incredible, going after her dreams while she's feeding babies and taking kids to school, or any sort of like recognition like that, going outward of yourself, like celebrating somebody else. If somebody begins to look outside of themselves and celebrate other people, will their life improve? Yes. Okay, those 4 things are the 4 vital behaviors of coaching. So if that's the case, then this is a question I like to ask. Then who should we invite to become a coach on our team? If the answer is yes to all 4 of those questions.
We should invite everyone.
Everyone, Mary. Yes, everyone. I saw Tate typed everyone. So that's kind of the mindset that I have when I wake up every day to do my coaching business. Is I just think like everybody needs what we have. I look back at my life before I started. I needed a fitness plan and a friend to support me in my journey, because I didn't know what I was doing. And then as I became a coach, I needed someone to show me the way. I needed someone, me personally, I needed recognition. Like, I was the hardest worker at the still factory, but like there's no recognition, hardly pay raises for that. Like, I needed to be recognized for the efforts that I was doing. And so all of those things like really helped me in my life. So when I wake up, I just, as I'm getting ready to write a post or do my stories or start reaching out to people, just thinking, okay, there's tons of ways that I can help this person, whether it's a meal plan, whether it's just being a friend, whether it's just having someone believe in them, or whatever it is that we can offer them. And then that directs my conversations. Does that make sense? Because I have a clear understanding that we have, like, I look at this as like, okay, can I sell someone this package and get 10 Success Club points and advance my business to the next rank? If it's like that, you're not going to be fulfilled, not going to have success with your business, because that's a focus only on you. So I look at it like, okay, I truly have a gift. And I don't say like, in my mind, like, this business has blessed us a lot. Like, my dad's mowed my lawn today. He works for us. My mom's my assistant. She works for us. Like, we have all of those blessings. But I look back to how much $300, that's a number for me. The first time my paycheck was over $300, I was like, holy crap. Like, this is going to change our lives. Like that, my wife makes like 300 and she works like every week working at the hotel. So like, this is giving us a new hope. Like, so I don't want you to think about like, when you're doing recruiting a coach to your team, it's like, we got to help everybody make lots of money, because that's not how it is. There will be people that make an incredible income, but $200 a week or $300 a week, $1,000 a month will change like 99% of Americans, if we're just talking about Americans alone, their financial life. Doing it from home. Right? And then what's the benefit? They get healthy, they get fit, they have an incredible tribe, they have people that believe in them, they're like reading books and growing themselves, and those are all of the benefits. So I look at like coaching as that type of gift. That makes sense? Then what happens is when they make their first, let's talk about James, make your first $500 a month, then you're like, holy crap, I love doing this and it works. Let's set another goal. And then that's where your coaching of Marianne, as you begin to build a team, starts to take other levels, right? But start with the small, simple steps every single day.
Yeah.
Okay. I only got like 10 more minutes. Kelly, I'm going to unmute you real quick just to say hi. I'll do it for you. Oh, it won't let me. There you go.
Hi.
So Kelly like literally signed up, like I said yesterday, but it was the day before, and then I sent her stuff yesterday. So Kelly, just getting started, what question might you have? What burning question?
I guess for me, I don't want to come off like, I think you were talking about this, but I was kind of in and out, but
Yeah.
like super salesy. And
Yeah.
so I guess I don't know the best way to approach people like about this, like, because I just don't want to come off as like I'm selling them something. You know what I mean? Like I've been kind of messaging friends, just kind of catching up and stuff like that. But then I'm like, I don't want to just like throw it out there and be like, oh, that's the only reason she's been talking to me, kind of thing.
Yeah. I think I don't know, and I don't. It's not that I think. I know this is going to come down to the mindset again.
Yeah.
Of thinking like I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to come off as salesy versus saying I have a gift that I can give somebody. Because when it comes from that mindset, like people read through who you really are and what your intentions really are. So what I would do, Kelly, is just remember that. Like remember who you are, what your intentions are. Like you've used these programs for years.
Yeah.
Like you know they'll transform people's lives. I'm just guessing, but you would more than likely tell somebody to buy Beachbody on Demand or try Shakeology, whether you made money or not.
Yeah.
Like you would refer it to them.
Yeah. Like I like the stuff. So.
Yeah. So I would just remember that. Think about what I do sometimes, even for myself, is like think about your life. Like think about a special. I'll say a chiropractor, because Gabby and I go to see this chiropractor, like natural medicine dude, and like he studies his craft. Like when he cracks someone's back and gives them advice on their health and nutrition, like it truly changes someone's life. It helps them. It helps them in some way. Like I would never expect to go there and he's like, you know what? You don't have to pay me for the service today. Like you don't have to pay to get the chiropractor adjustment or the advice that I gave. And you know, he's a doctor, right? So think about it yourself in that way. It's like this is a job. It's a part-time business, part-time job. Like and this is where you have to build the value in yourself as well. Like just you, Kelly, saying like, I'm an incredible person. I will be the most supportive person that I can possibly be to the people that join me, and I'll give the most value that I can to my customers and my coaches. And just understand that value, and then just be confident in knowing that you're giving them that value. And you deserve to be paid for that.
Yeah.
You know?
Sorry.
Does that help?
Yeah.
What's that?
I said, sorry if it's really noisy over here.
Hey, that's totally all right. He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So what I would do, and a lot of time that's a fear that's just placed in your mind. So just work on changing the mindset of this gift that you have to give people, how incredible it's going to be for them to be doing the MM100 workout and drinking the shake and being a part of your community. And as you build that belief, you're going to have more confidence in telling them, hey, come do it with us. And then I think one of the other things that helps you build that belief is stay true to the, like my mindset, like I wrote on a note a long time ago was, how do you coach? Ask somebody what they need, and then help them whether they buy from you or not. Does that make sense? So when your friend says, as you have this conversation, your friend is like, here, I'll meet you. And then, so Kelly, let's say you make this invite to your friend. You're like, hey, you should do this with me. Let's do Morning Meltdown 100 together. This is what the package comes with. Do like what Tate talked about. It comes with your shake. It comes with 100 days or a year's worth of workouts. You get all the meal plans. You get me checking in on you once a week. You get our group. Like tell them like everything that they're going to get. And then say, hey, you know, in that whole package, the way I say it is the Shakeology, I lay it out in the front when they say, what's the price? And I'm going through that. I say the Beachbody on Demand year access with the meal plans and the workouts is $99 for the entire year. And a lot of times they're like, what? That's not bad at all. And then I'll say, and then your Shakeology or your pre-workout and post-workout is about $128 for a 30-serving bag, which is $4 a meal. So you're going to get a complete meal for $4. You'll replace one meal a day with that, and it's $4. And that's $128 for that 30-serving bag. And I just laid out, so those two things together is like $228. The package that I have for you is $160. And then you as a new coach, Kelly, that's where I would say, and guess what? I'm a new coach, like they know you're a new coach, just tell them, hey, the company gave me 3 $10 off codes for my friends or my family. And so it's actually going to only be $150 for you. And so just be bold and confident in that invite. And then if they say no, or that's too much, or it doesn't fit my budget right now, or that's too expensive, my next question is always, let's find a solution that works for you right now. And then that's where you could go into just the workouts, starting on Beachbody On Demand, or you could talk about doing the 2-week free trial and have them try the workouts for a couple weeks, and then really show them that you're there to support them, help them try the workouts and experience them. Does that kind of help you understand how you can make that invite? Yeah, and then help them whether they buy or not. And then what's going to happen is, even if they don't buy, like my example of my girl, like she's been in our group for 6 months and she didn't even get the free trial for those 6 months or the year access. She was just committed to following good nutrition, taking advice that I gave her, like doing some meditations, drinking more water, going out and running. And I was just having her do those things. And then 6 months later, she gets the 3-month and the BOD. And then within like the month, she's like, okay, I need the best option for me now because I'm going to keep doing this. And then that's where she transitioned into a challenge pack. Does that make sense? See how that process happened? And her thing in the beginning was like, that's too much. Like, I can't afford that. My husband won't let me get that. So we just started with what we could. So just remember that. And then it's just like the book we're reading. I know, Kelly, you're not in our new coach training group yet. I just had you hop on here. But we're reading a book together, The Slight Edge. That's where that was a slight edge decision that day to invite Nicole on the phone to do the challenge with us. It was a slight edge decision. The little decision seems like it doesn't matter in the moment, but in the end makes a big difference of saying, hey, it's okay. I'll still help you. Come join. As long as you're committed to doing some simple things and changing some habits and getting active and eating better, you can come into our community. So making that decision and making the decision when Morning Meltdown 100 came out and I was launching it, to go to my entire prospect list and say, hey, we have a new program coming out. Would you want to try it with us? And then having her go over the objection again. And then, okay, here's the cheapest option for you to join right now, which was the 3-month membership plus the unlock, which came to like $80. And that led to a challenge pack purchase like 3 days ago. You see how every single decision counts? And where a lot of coaches miss the mark is they'll first not make the invite. But secondly is when they make the invite and they say no, or that's too expensive, they just let it go. And they're like, oh, maybe I'm not cut out for this. But when you see people like Tate signing 8 coaches a month, or me doing what I'm doing, or any of the other leaders you've seen, it's because we're making those consistent daily activities and knowing what the end goal is of what you want to create with your business and your team. So does that help you guys out as a little Q&A for today? Okay. Do you guys like getting on? Hi, Colleen. I just saw your video pop on like 5 minutes ago. Does that help you guys out to do some video chats and stuff like this as well inside of the coach training? Okay, we'll work on doing maybe a couple a month inside of our coach training groups so that we can have more of this. So, hey, Luis, I know I never saw your video hop on, but hi. Okay, so we'll let you guys go. I got a workout date with my best friend, so I got to get going. But thanks for being on, and let's stay committed to finishing this group strong. It's 21-day training group. We're reading the book and like share what you're going through. But one thing I want you guys to think about as well is when you have questions, like some of the questions you asked maybe today, when you're doing your reflections, I read every single one of your reflections every day, not just for my personally sponsored coach, but everybody that's in there. is if you have a question or an objection you're going through, or you need help with some certain part, put that in your thing. But like, I did my BAT. Here's my 3 takeaways I'm going to do. I read the chapter, and then be like, Scotty, tag me or whatever, tag Tate and say, I'm struggling with this, or I need help with this. What would you do? And let's use that group to kind of work through it like that as well. Okay. All right. We'll see you guys later. We'll let you guys get back to the lives and crushing your businesses. See you, Kelly. See you, Mary. See you, Colleen. Bye, Luis. See you, Tate.